Today's show is dedicated to a friend of mine who recently passed unexpectedly. His name is Robbie Spector. So Hire It Done and the whole team and the whole crew. Today's show is dedicated to you, brother. I hope you're looking down and happy, doing a good job. So let's get right to the content, okay? Because, hey, hiring contractors is not easy. So I was saying Google ruined the home improvement business. And what do I mean by that? So Google is an information source, right? It's your new encyclopedia, it's your new dictionary, it's whatever it is. It's instant. And that's the key word, instant. When you Google a bathroom, instantly you get pictures. Instantly you get information. When you watch HGTV or Bravo or any of those entertainment shows, that reality TV, and in 30-minute show, there's like 22 minutes of content. And in 22 minutes, you're sitting there watching them renovate a bathroom. And of course, they lie about the price. So now you have a whole misconception of what a home improvement is about, creating renovation expectations that are undoable. Even the best contractors can't perform on that level. Just, you're going to lose quality, right? You get three choices. Remember, anyone's heard that? You get to choose two out of the three. The three choices are speed, quality, and price. You can only have two. You can't get all three. You can't get a good price if you want it really fast and you want high quality. You're going to spend a lot of money to do that. You know what I'm saying? So you got three choices, but you only get two out of the three. So, yeah. And you know what? Shout out to all the men in blue. It's not easy right now being a police officer. I'll tell you that. So I want you to know that I'm out here shouting out to you that there are still a lot of people that respect, like, and got your back. Okay? Now, one apple doesn't spoil the bunch, right? So let's be smart and let's understand it and let's know that this country was founded on innocent until proven guilty. So let's keep it that way. But I'm not going into politics. But my point is that you can watch TV and in 20 minutes, 22 minutes, you can watch them remodel the bathroom. You can Google, or YouTube or video, whatever, on anything home improvement. I've had so many people say to me, your guy wanted this much money to do this. That's a ripoff. What are they paying you, half? So I get insulted when people do that. I'm like, hey, I'm really sorry. My guys are really professional. In order to even make it to Hire It Done, they have to pass my pre-screening. And part of the pre-screening is literally communication. It's how they respond to me. It's how they respond to the homeowners. It's how they respond in paying their bills. We don't just say, hey, you got to check if it clears where you're in. It's not what we do here. Because listen, when I put my name on it, yeah, homeowners, they have trust. They trust me. So I'm trying to be solution-minded. I'm trying to keep my energy levels up because today's a tough day for me. I've recently been sick. Nothing COVID-related, by the way. So with that being said, let's just give the good information. If people are listening and up early this morning, that's important. I want you to enjoy the conversation. By the way, McAllister Fence is out there listening. Thank you to the boys at McAllister Fence for taking care of a project. Good people, by the way. Honest, like I call it Hamisha. Hamisha is another Hire It Done word, which means just genuine people. So, if you're thinking of hiring a contractor, you got to be patient. Now, what's impacting the business today? Okay, so COVID, right? COVID this, COVID that, COVID. Say it 100 times fast and throw up after you're done saying it. The point is what happens after the vaccination? Everyone gets vaccinated. Is it no masks now? I don't know. But how do you get your job done? And by the way, how do you not infect the workers? We're going to talk about that when we come back. Plus, I'm going to give you some more tips on hiring contractors today. Today's a good day for all that. My name's Adam Helfman. I'm a home improvement expert, and you're listening to 97.1 The Ticket.
There's never a perfect time for a plumbing problem. So, how do you find an honest, affordable plumbing company you can count on? Log on to ShelbyMechanical.net and check out what makes us more than just a plumber. From our service app to our tech tracker, our innovative customer experience is second to none. Explore all the amazing services we offer. Look at all the outstanding ratings and read through our amazing reviews. Then like us on Facebook for the next time a plumbing problem pops up. Shelby Mechanical, we're more than just a plumber.
You know, it is the first week of summer, and that means air conditioning season,
Yes.
right?
But the last thing you want is for the cool air that the air conditioning creates inside to leak outside.
So we brought in the guy who's got all the solutions. How about proper insulation? It's not just for wintertime.
So our home improvement insider, Adam Helfman of HireItDone.com, shows why every home should have it.
Most people think about keeping your house warm in the wintertime by using insulation. Well, today we're going to talk about how to keep your house cool by using insulation. Here we have pink insulation. Most people think of this as the insulation that goes in your walls that keeps the heat from traveling outside. Well, guess what? When your air conditioning's on this time of year, this insulation also keeps the cool air in and the hot air out. Here's a 2x4 wall installation. Now, typically, if you don't have insulation in here, the cold air would run right out, even through the drywall. When you add insulation into a wall, you can stop the cold air from leaving, and you can save up to about a 20-degree difference by having insulation done in your walls properly. Many people don't even know if they have insulation in their walls or not. That's why you need to call a professional. Here's the new construction wall without the insulation. Now follow me over here. This wall has already had the insulation woven through the 2x4s, and this allows you to know that on the other side, if there's people talking, you're not going to hear them. You may have a house that is already finished. Well, guess what? There's plenty of places for you to add insulation to your existing home. First of all, basement remodeling. Many people are finishing their basements today, so you might want to put insulation in the walls or in the bond plate. That'll stop the heat loss in your basement, and it'll be for a more comfortable space. Another location is in your existing walls. Our professionals can drill a hole in the wall, pump the insulation all the way in the wall, and that'll stop the noise from coming through and save you energy. And the last thing and most popular thing for your house is blown-in insulation in your attic. That, done properly with proper ventilation, will save you a ton of money cooling your house as well as heating.
Really good advice as always. Adam Helfman is in the studio. How do you know if you're losing cool air out of your house?
So we typically think of insulation for the wintertime.
Right.
But, okay, in the wintertime, insulation's keeping the heat in the house.
Right.
So conversely, in the summertime, you want to keep the cool air in. So we have a little demonstration set up to you where we have this looks like the sun.
Okay.
Two types of insulation. The pink stuff that everyone's familiar with, and cellulose, which is the most modern and way more efficient. As you can see, it's 78 degrees on this one, and this is only 73.
Okay.
Wow.
So the other thing is when we have this, we have a fan built in here, and you can see. Welcome back. This is Higher Done. My name's Adam Helfman.
Through the insulation.
Right.
Right.
We're having
So
what I'll call a low energy Saturday.
Wow.
So if you Want
Oh,
to have in the summer, think about insulation. Think about all where kinds you of good wanna put information
it,
for you, which and it allows keeps me the to
cool air.
slow down a bit. Anyways, my point is that today's a great day for good content and teaching people how to make the right decisions when coming or hiring a contractor, which is always important. Anyways, so Google is what really ruined the real home improvement business. But we're going to digress on that in a minute. But if you have any questions this morning, text me, 248-539-9797. You want a shout out? You want to know where Hire It Done is? We're all around, and we'd love to help you. Hey, Adam, Segi Renovations just finished a total remodel on my master bathroom, including a bidet. They did an awesome job, and the bidet is a game changer. Tom from Novi, or Craig from Novi. Sorry, Craig. Craig, congratulations. You get to go to the head of the home improvement class. You know, it's rare that you have a home improvement success story. I mean, listen, people, when you're successful and they're happy, great. And they move on. When they're not happy, they want to tell everyone. We all know that story. So it's important that everyone knows hiring a contractor, hiring somebody. Let's say you want to move out of your house, right? Think about moving. How do you hire the right moving company? You know how lucky we are in Michigan? We have a moving company here. That's like rock star status. I'm going to be talking about him later. His name's Men on the Move, Gary Balson. Really good friend of mine. But legit, one of the best movers around. Yeah, there's franchisers. There's this guy move, that mover, will move it. And, you know, the move's in the name, right? Got to have move on the name. Yeah, but how about the name, the people behind the name? Men on the Move. So just a legit great company. We're going to be talking about Gary's company in a little bit, but I want to talk about Salt Sale Saturdays. Because you know what? Beauchamp Water Treatment Solutions in Brighton and now open in Waterford and more locations coming soon. Every Saturday, which is this morning, you can get DuraCube regular at an unbelievably low $5.99 for a 40-pound bag. You get DuraCube Red Out for $6.99 a bag and potassium chloride for $19.99 a bag. And if you want to buy their filtered water, which is better than bottle quality water, it's $2.99 for a 5-gallon bucket or 5-gallon bottle of water. I have the reverse osmosis in my house. I had them put it in, and I have the water filter on the ice maker and my kitchen sink. And I want to say it's a game changer. Literally a game changer. It's not expensive. And, you know, listen, everyone's worried about air quality. We're worried about the environment, this and that. But guess what? Water wins, right? You need to have clean water. And let me tell you something. In the future, it's not oil. It's not green. It's not this. It's water quality. We need water quality in our lives. So I want you all to know that's the deal. Good morning, Ann. I'm looking for a referral to remodel our bathroom. We live in the White Lake Commerce Township area. Awesome. Go to hireitdone.com on the contractor page. You can find a contractor that'll do your bathroom. We just talked about Segi. He does bathrooms. I've got Renovation by Design. I've got Motor City, MCCS. We have some really, really, really good bathroom contractors. Kitchen, bath, things like that. I'd love to help anyone out. You know, that's what I like to do. So also, if homeowners don't know this, if you ever have a contractor that's not hired done and you want, like you're not sure he's giving you the right contract or the right specifications or anything, you can just email me and I'd be more than happy to review it for you. It's free, of course. All I ask is that you spread the word about Hired Done in a good light. The keyboard gangsters, I don't have any patience for anymore. So, 248-539-9797. If you have a question or you're an essential worker, let me know, okay? Now, let's talk about the economy right now in home improvement. You know, I don't know if anyone knows this, but lumber is out of control. Plywood, you know, use that as an example. But there's more than just the plywood. Okay, so we started off the year with, hey, guys, what's going on? Oh, my God, everyone sat at home last year, and now everyone wants to remodel their house. Okay, great. Well, Adam, I don't have any labor. My guys, who I'm paying whatever an hour, are staying home because it's cheaper to stay home. Really? Okay. Now what? Well, I can either raise my prices or I can go hire people. You know, it's a cycle. It's first in, first out. It's a little bit of everything. So what are you supposed to do? How do you handle that? It's not easy. So there's a couple things you can do. As a contractor or former contractor, when it was busy, you'd always want to hire people because you want to grow, but you want to hire people responsibly. You don't just throw them on a homeowner's job without supervision. So it's going to be difficult. And the trades, as we all know, for 20 years. Listen, when I was out of college, okay, so little history for me. I'm a fourth generation contractor. I grew up in the business. As a teenager, my dad made me work with the carpenters, and that lasted like a minute. Seriously, a little solid minute. Like one Saturday, they called my dad and said, get him out of here. My dad's like, what did he do? the guys are like, he's counting 2x4s, and he wants to know why we're using 12-footers and not 10-footers, or And I was just the kind of guy that's like, I was looking because they delivered the lumber, and it said 300 2x4x8, and there was only 290. And then there was 12-footers or 2x6s. There was 2x10s, and I was measuring them. The only reason why I was measuring them is because the carpenter said to me, "Okay, Adam, break down the lumber. Put the 12-footers over there, the 10-footers over here, and give us, studs over here." So I was just paying attention. But then I started counting, and then there was it's called a shipping ticket. And on the shipping ticket, I looked at it, and for some reason my dad said, "Hey, check the shipping ticket. Make sure everything they put on the ticket we got." So I'm like, "Okay, Dad." So I did. And of course it was short. Now, I'm not saying the lumber company short you, because they don't. Could have been a mistake. Who knows? But I was asking the carpenters, and they had no time for me. So they called my dad. "Get him out of here." "What?" I'm like, my dad's like, "What'd you do now?" I'm like, "Dad, I was counting the 2x4s like you said." He goes, "Well, what?" I go, "We were shorted." So he's shaking his head. He told the guys he's apologized. So he showed up on the job site at noon. He opened the trunk. My dad used to drive a Riviera. Do you remember the Riviera, the Buick Riviera? And I remember that car. And he opened the trunk, and there was a box of brochures. And he pulled the box of brochures out, and he said, "Here, I'm going to come back in 2 hours." He goes, "I want you to go up the street this way to the end, go down the street that way to the end, and then go 1 block over on each side. Knock on everyone's door, and just introduce yourself. Say, 'Hey, your name's Adam. Your dad's doing remodeling work down the street.'" He says, "Don't give the homeowner's address or the name. Just tell them you're doing work down the street. And then if they want a good deal, to call us." He goes, "And for every appointment you make, I'll give you $50. I think it was like $20 or something. I'm like, "Okay, that sounds like a plan." So I grabbed a bunch of brochures with me, and I'm knocking on the door. Now, this is 1986. Yeah, 86. 1986. I was a senior in high school. Summer job. And maybe it was after my first year of college. I don't remember. Anyways, long story short, I'm knocking doors. Now, today, someone knocks on your door, you don't even answer it, let alone when they ring your doorbell. You're like, "Oh, my God, someone rang the door." Anyways, I'm going to finish this story after we take a break, because it's important that you know what this means. My name's Adam Helfman, and you're listening to the Hire It Done Radio Network.
There's never a perfect time for a plumbing problem. So, how do you find an honest, affordable plumbing company you can count on? Log on to ShelbyMechanical.net and check out what makes us more than just a plumber. From our service app to our tech tracker, our innovative customer experience is second to none. Explore all the amazing services we offer. Look at all the outstanding ratings and read through our amazing reviews. Then like us on Facebook for the next time a plumbing problem pops up. Shelby Mechanical, we're more than just a plumber.
Right. So is anyone out there still rocking one of those old circular dial thermostat things, or perhaps some even an older
Or you have to kick the furnace to go. I don't know. Yeah, but hey, listen, you just come on and you want to get everything going. You get your hand in front of the old wood burner to check the time of day. Maybe you're still on a sundial. Can gauge temperatures.
That way, who knows? We're just kidding. But modern thermostats can make a huge difference in comfort and, my favorite thing, savings.
Yeah.
Our home improvement insider, Adam Helfman of Hire It Done, shows us which of these high-tech gadgets is right for your lifestyle.
A programmable thermostat can help you rake in the savings, but guess what? There's a hitch. You've got to actually pick one that you're going to use. According to a study, 90% of homeowners who have a programmable thermostat don't ever use it or even know how to use it. Let's find the right thermostat for your house. There are several types of programmable thermostats, each with its own distinctive scheduling style. The first one I recommend is a 7-day programmable thermostat. It's best for individuals or families with erratic schedules. Since this is the most flexible option, it lets you program a different heating and cooling schedule for each day of the week. Another thermostat you should consider is the 511 Programmable Thermostat. It has one heating and cooling schedule for the week, plus you can schedule a different heating and cooling plan for Saturday and Sunday. If budget is an issue and you still want to save money, I recommend the 1-week Programmable Thermostat. This allows you to set one heating and cooling plan that will be repeated daily for the entire week. If you're ready to supercharge your savings, I recommend you get a Wi-Fi thermostat. It connects to the internet at your house and allows you to control the temperature of your home wherever you're at around the world. The latest and greatest Wi-Fi thermostats have what they call a smart away mode. It uses the GPS locator in your phone to detect when you come and go, adjusting the temperature accordingly to save energy and maximize comfort. Another feature in your Wi-Fi thermostat is what we call the feels like temperature. Similar to the feels like temperature in a weather report, it takes into account temperature and humidity to make your home feel exactly like you want it. Another great feature of the Wi-Fi thermostat is the Allergen Defender. It monitors the air quality and the pollen levels of your local zip code and automatically turns the fan on to clean your home's air when the outdoor levels are high. Here's a tip. When setting your thermostat back, the Department of Energy says that you can save about 3% for every degree you set your thermostat back over an 8-hour time period.
This is cool stuff. Adam Helfman is here from HireItDone.com. It's good to have you back.
Always, yeah.
I didn't know my thermostat would know where I am before Susan does.
I know.
That's great.
They're smart.
Yeah.
They're called the Internet of Things today.
Right.
Today's thermostats are connected. So it's all Wi-Fi,
That's beautiful.
part of your phone.
All right, so where do we start? Because there are a number of choices, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at this one right here. This is called the Nest Learning Thermostat. Okay, so it learns when you leave your house, when you come home, and it learns your lifestyle.
Okay.
This is from Verizon Wireless. You can get it there. And it's about $250.
Welcome back. This is Hire It Done.
It saves you money.
My name's Adam Helfman.
Yeah, the key.
Sorry about the low energy today. Had a little
Okay.
procedure at the
It's like a
hospital
modern-day
yesterday.
VCR,
Didn't know if I was even going to
VHS.
make it today.
You only use it to play,
But
record.
Right.
I'm committed to the
You do
job,
take a little bit of time to
committed to success, committed to my listeners and my audience to make sure that you're always getting the best advice. So Sarah obviously is out today. She was around someone with COVID this week, and she is being safe and precautionary, which is very smart. High fives to her. So anyways, today's also shout out Saturday. If you're a contractor, if you're an essential worker, if you're someone that is listening to the show and you want to shout out, we do that on Saturdays. Try and interact with the audience. Also, you can watch us on Facebook if you want to see the studio and you want to check it out. Although today's not a good day to see me. And Sarah's not here, so that's the other reason. But it's always good information. Shout out to my buddy Scott Fortner, Red Salon. He's a man. He's a great guy. I like him. Mike Brown, Helfie's here. So let's talk about your house, okay? And I have some information that you might want to have. And so if you let's see, somebody wanted to talk about basements. I actually have some content to talk about basements. So let's talk about getting your basement done, right? So when you're finishing your basement, what do you need to do to make sure that it's done right? Because here's the thing, your basement's below grade, right? So if there's a leak, you got a problem, Houston, a big problem. So what we want to do is make sure that you don't. So the first thing you need to do, crucial things to consider before finishing your basement, is to make sure it's dry, okay? Now, if it's not leaking, don't worry about it, but do an inspection. But if it is leaking, get it done right. And if you have a basement remodeling project and it needs to be fixed first, you need to spend the money on that first. It's not a bad idea when you do that, but you got to get a basement waterproofer. Now there's EverDry, great company, right? And we have some other basement waterproofers, but we'll just use EverDry as an example. They call them up, they'll come out, they'll inspect it, they'll do moisture meters, they'll tell you everything you need to know about make sure your basement's dry. And once you fix it, then you can move on to the actual basement renovations. So what do you need to consider? First of all, you should know that a basement renovation job is a payback. You will definitely experience a payback. It's a good investment. Remodeling Magazine comes out with a cost versus value report every year. And the return on investment for like a basement is about 75-80%. So for every dollar you spend, you get 75 cents, 80 cents back right away. And what they don't tell you, and this is what I'm going to tell you, there's a value that it's hard to put a dollar on. It's called enjoyment value. When you have a basement that's finished, it's a new space, it's fresh, it's a place to go hang out, entertain, storage, whatever it is. So that's important. Now, can you do it yourself, a basement remodel? Yeah. But plumbing, wiring, electrical, you should leave that to the pros. Basement remodeling projects, framing walls, installing insulation, hanging drywall. You can do that yourself. I can't, but you can. So you got to make sure that you can figure that out. Now, here's the new thing. You know, it used to be with basement remodeling, oh, visqueen on the walls. No way, right? I used to talk to a guy who was on the radio. Everyone knows Glenn Hagee. He was like he was the king at the time. And I highly, highly respect it. But he used to call me and my dad for home improvement, technical. How does Fairway do it? Because we were the benchmark. So, like, he'd be like, all right, Adam, yes or no on visqueen? I'm like, no. He's like, well, tell me why. I'm like, traps moisture. What happens in a lower level? Higher moisture levels. And what does moisture create? Mold. And what does mold eat? Cellulose. What is cellulose? Wood, fibers. Drywall. Oh, you want it as dry as possible. Makes sense. So that's how we, evolved. But he would always call us. But doing a basement is hiring a pro. Okay? And there's some great basement companies out there. Finished Basements Plus, I'll use them as an example. They have a system that's mold resistant. Like their whole system from the sales to the finish is legit, straight up great. So you can always call them to finish your basement. Are they the cheapest? No. Are they the most expensive? Never. They're right in the middle. And I think that's what people want, in the middle. It's the best way to do it. So, long story short, that's what you got to look for. Now, what about in your basement? How about light sources? Do you need an egress window? When you can, plan for windows, right? Plan for doors that let natural light in. If you can do a walkout, absolutely do a walkout. But you got to do any cut in the foundation. If you're going to put an egress window in, do that first. Because that, my friends, is very important. You got to make sure you get it done. So those are situations that you want to make sure. Now, what about safety? Stairwells. And you're in a basement, you got to have more than one exit. The exit up the stairwell is the main one. But you got to have an egress window or a door. But, put safety into the stairwell. Create a beautiful, safe access to your finished basement with a stylish handrail. Or as you're going down, you can, sometimes you have drywall going all the way down the handrail. Well, maybe you can cut the drywall out and have it open. The last 5-6 risers are open to the basement. That gives you a better look, right? So you can do that. But again, make sure that it's easy to get up and out of the steps if there's an emergency, God forbid. Now, what about moisture? We talked about that earlier in the basement, but how do you get rid of any moisture? Well, a dehumidifier can actually create problems for your basement. Did you know that? It draws water through foundation walls because it's trying to pull water out. But to prevent moisture in a finished basement, you got to start at your roof. Now, that sounds a little weird, right? Well, no, because here's the thing. The water comes and hits the roof. The roof is your biggest covering in the house. And then it goes off the roof into the gutters and then down the side of your house and then right by your foundation. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you're bringing the water by the basement saying, ha, look at me. I got water next to you. Ooh. Well, make sure you get the water away from your house professionally and far enough away. That's important. So make sure you get water control. Again, that's all part of that. You're going to listen, a basement is 30 grand, 50 grand, 100 grand or more. You got to watch out. Find a solid flooring option. Basement floors, your basement, it's concrete, right? And when they pour a basement floor, Now they pretty much level, but before, back in the day, they weren't perfectly leveled. It was up and down and everywhere. So how about a flooring that's water resistant? How about a flooring that's mildew and mold resistant? Very popular today. And there's some amazing floors that are lower level basement flooring that you can love. Now, I'm happen to be the guy that loves carpeting. For whatever reason, I like the feeling of carpeting on my feet. I don't want to walk on a hardwood floor or a linoleum or LVT. Although, there's some really good flooring companies out there. And next week, we're going to have a good flooring company on as well, Independent Carpet. And Catherine Buchanan. I think everyone knows that. Carpet One. Independent Carpet One. Good people. Really good. Hopefully she recovers soon. She fell and broke her hand. Ouch. So flooring's a big one. We're going to talk flooring trends next week. So if you want to do new floor in your basement, you want to do new floors in your house, you need help, I got you. I got it all solved. Anyways, you want to figure out, and then how are you going to finish the ceiling? You know, before, back in the day, when I first started doing basements in the 90s, 80s, 90s, whatever, it was drop ceilings. Oh, a drop ceiling. And the people are like, why can't we just do drywall? And it used to be like, well, you know, in the drop ceiling, it's easy access for the plumbing below the toilet above. You know, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm thinking to myself one day, I actually said to my dad, I go to my dad, Dad, why can't we drywall the ceiling? Well, what if you have a flood? I go, did you ever look in the ceiling of the kitchen? What about it? Isn't there in the soffit and above the kitchen, there was a tub and a shower in the second floor? Yeah. I go, what happens if the flood there? He looked at me. He goes, oh, yeah, maybe you're right. So from that point forward, I said to everyone, here's the deal, guys. When we sell basement remodel, we're going to go right to the ceiling as far up as possible with drywall. And we're going to build soffits around the ductwork or whatever, and we're going to offer drywall as the same price. And if there's a valve, a shutoff valve, or a silcock for the plumbing, it's pretty simple. We'll put an access panel. And my trim carpenter, now you can go to Home Depot and get an access panel, like a plastic one. It's super easy. But my carpenter used to have a finished carpenter. His name was Jack Finn. The guy was an artist. He used to take like old cabinet doors from, like, if we did a kitchen remodel, he'd tell our demo guys, pull the cabinet doors, and he'd use them for access panels around houses. Guy was a genius. Anyways, we're going to take a quick break. When I come back, I'm going to finish on the basement remodeling tips. And then we're going to talk about if you're going to hire a mover. 248-539-9797. My name's Adam Helfman. This is Hire It Done on the Hire It Done Radio Network.
Yeah. Well, the deep freeze this week not only takes a toll on people, it can take a toll on your pipes.
Yeah,
right?
Broken water pipes are not only a hassle, it's the repair and then the expense and the cleanup. Home Improvement Insider Adam Helfman of Hire It Done has simple steps that you can take now to avoid a mess later on.
Plumbing problems happen at the most inconvenient times. Today, we're going to learn about how to avoid plumbing disasters inside and outside your home. Let's start with this outside hose spigot. What we have here is a leaking outside hose bib, and today we've got Big John's Plumbing. He's going to install a frost-free spigot. This spigot prevents it from freezing and prevents the pipes from bursting. Here's a tip. If you have a regular hose bib or even a frost-free hose bib, add one of these insulated faucet covers for added insulation. Now that we're inside the house, let's start in the basement and take a look at this water heater. Over time, corrosion and sediment builds up inside the water tank. What I recommend you do is have a professional drain it once a year. Here's a simple task. If you're a do-it-yourselfer, go out and buy some insulating pipe wrap. Install this around all the exposed water lines inside your home. We're on the main level right now in a bathroom. If you have a house that has bathroom plumbing on an exterior wall, what I recommend you do is open up your cabinet doors and allow the warm air from the house to migrate into the cabinet. What that will do is prevent the plumbing from freezing. if you're planning a vacation or maybe just a quick weekend getaway, I recommend that you take any faucet that's on an exterior wall of your house and turn it to a slow drip. That way the water will never freeze. About the width of a pencil is how much water should be coming out of the faucet.
Adam Helfman of Hire It Done is here. More valuable ways to protect our pipes this winter. Thanks for being here, Adam.
Yeah, good to see you as always.
Always
You've got a
learn
lot of
something.
interesting stuff. One of them kind of high-tech, and then like the pipe wrap, stuff we can do.
Yeah, so let's start over here.
Yeah.
So this is a frost-free hose bib. As you can tell, it looks like, sits on the outside of your house. However, the valve is all the way over here.
Oh.
So when it's in your house, the shutoff is inside.
Gotcha.
Allows so the pipe won't freeze.
Right.
Interesting.
Very easy installation for a professional
Yeah.
Okay.
to do like that. So everybody wants to do pipe wrap, okay? So this is just this is easy, do it yourself. Get it at a local hardware store. You just slide it on the pipes. And I brought today,
Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. One bite, everyone knows the rules. Right? Pizza's like one of the best foods out there. I think everyone agrees. Pizza's a good food for contractors. Anyways, I want to shout out to Freddie the Pizza Man because he's listening. He's got good pizza. In fact, Dave Portnoy, Barstool president, El Prez gave him the highest score in Detroit. And I got to be honest with you, he deserved it, literally. Anyways, if you ever do go to Freddie the Pizza Man's place, make sure you order the goulash because clearly you're going to get a large pie, right? Everyone should order a large pie, get whatever you want on it. He actually has a good special with a couple slices and a soda, but pop the tabs, by the way, too. But anyways, get a large pie, but then order goulash to go. You'd be thanking me, literally thanking me. But it's probably one of the. He's in my top 2 pizzas. And if he wasn't far away from me, I'd go there all the time. I'd be his number 1 customer. Maybe Freddie will open up out in the Bloomfield area. Freddie, I'll put up the money. Anyways, home improvement's never easy. I want everyone to know that. And if you're thinking of a big project, you really, really need to know a couple things, okay? One is, let's use it as a sample project. Let's say you're going to do an addition with a kitchen and an interior renovation. And the contractor says to you, okay, 9 months. Okay, 9 months, we're ready to do it. Now think about that. It's like having a baby, right? Is it really 9 months? Does the contractor really know it's 9 months? It's a good estimate. Sharp contractors will be close, but it always goes longer. And the reason why is because of the 4 dirty words of home improvement. 248-539-9797. If you know the 4 dirty words of home improvement, text it to me. I'll give you a shout out. So we're talking about a bigger project. And one of the things that you need to do, and I tell homeowners and contractors that if you have a job over 6 months, you should in writing, request or advise to the homeowner. Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner, thanks for using my company. I'm excited to get started. Here's how long the job should take. I want you to know that it is our recommendation. Now, you don't have to do this, but it is our recommendation that you move out during the project. Move out? Whoa. Yeah, move out. Think about that. Well, how do you move out? Now you have to budget moving. And you got to budget storage. But I'm going to tell you this. It may be the best money you ever spent. The key is finding a good moving company. And finding one that's going to store your material or your furniture and everything. And then when the space is done, they'll come put it all back. And then when they're there, you can say, put the couch here, put the thing there, and you actually hire it done in the moving business. So, you know, I've had many homeowners ask me about moving, and I said, you know what? We need to find a good moving company. And we did find one. And there's a lot of good moving companies, okay? Just like a lot of good contractors. It just so happens that we look for family-owned businesses. And today, the company that we work with, and there's always room for more, by the way, but the company we work with and literally have great success. Like 5-star, every time we refer them out, the homeowner's like, wow, this guy's the best. Men on the Move. I think everyone's heard about them. They've heard me talk about them. So Men on the Move is a moving company. Gary Bolson is the proprietor. They're in Livonia. So Livonia is like the greatest city ever. You know why? Because Livonia is like the book Millionaire Next Door. It's just a solid city, well maintained, well managed. If I was going to own a business, I'd probably be in. Well, I do own a business, but if I was going to own like a business like that, I'd be in Livonia. It's easy to get. Dan in Austin, Texas, win. Dan in Austin, Texas, high five. You win, Dan. We might as well. Those are the 4 dirty words of home improvement. We might as well get this. We might as well get that. And we'll talk more about we might as well, Dan. But shout out to Dan in Austin. I love that Austin, Texas is listening. Thank you. But here's the thing about Men on the Move. So Gary Bolson from Men on the Move is in Livonia. He's a family-owned business. And I look for the family-owned business. You know, but here's the, you know, on top of that, by the way, Gary Bolson's a veteran. So you got to give props to the veterans for sure. And of course, listen, if I'm going to talk about a contractor or I'm going to talk about a business, licensed, insured, bonded, all the proper credentials have to be. They can't even get on Hire Done unless they, you know, send us all that. And we've called references in the past. And legit, it really is good. And guess what? This year, Gary's celebrating his 30th year in business. 96% of all businesses fail in the first 5 years. Think about that, friends. Men on the Move out of Livonia, been in business 30 years this year. So I want to have a 30th year birthday party. Gary, you listening, I hope? You better be, because if you are, we're going out and you're paying. Sliders. My whole point is, look, Gary from Men on the Move, they'll move a mile, they'll move 1,000 miles. They'll go anywhere you want. And I learned about the moving business, by the way. I learned pretty much about it. That if you go online and type in moving, there's like brokers. They like snatch the lead and then they sell it to a bunch of people, get a cut, and you know, you just don't know who you're getting. That's why it makes sense to deal with the owner or a family business. So if you're thinking of moving out, moving across country, maybe back from Texas, Dan from Austin, Texas, you want to move back to Michigan, you can have Men on the Move. Anyways, long story short, Gary's just a straight up Hamish guy. And if you're moving, you know someone who needs to move, get them on. And by the way, over the phone, you know, with COVID and all the requirements, they're like top notch. Rubber gloves, cover your feet, masks. Over the phone, they can give you an idea, a quote. The biggest problem with a quote over the phone, my opinion, is the homeowner never tells you everything. Oh, it's only about $20. It's only half a truck. Really? How do you know, Mr. Homeowner? Half a truck. I'll give you half a truck right here. Anyways, but it's an estimate. But if you're dealing with an honest person, come on now. It's awesome. So his website's MichiganMovers.com. MichiganMovers.com. You go to Hire It Done, you can see moving on the contractor page. But literally, you might if you're thinking of moving or you know someone's moving. By the way, there's so many, you know, housing and real estate and all that. It's everywhere. But if you ask someone who's your mover, why not tell them Men on the Move? That's the deal. Gary Bolson's a rock star. So I want to let you all know, if you ever have any issues or questions, you just, Gary, and it comes to moving, He's good. And, listen, there's other good moving companies out there. Don't get me wrong. But, I'm a relationship guy. I want a relationship with my vendors, my partners, my friends. Why can't you? People are like, oh, no, your business. You know what? I call phooey on that. I can be friends with you and do business. And you know what? I have friends, like, let's go use Greg Tittle Brothers. Him and I have been friends a long time, but we fight. He yells at me once a month, screaming and yelling, healthy. And I'm like, okay, buddy, shut up, click. And then he calls me back. And by the way, it's happy birthday to Carrie Tittle this month, or this week coming up. My birthday's next Saturday. By the way, birthday party in the studio next Saturday. Hire it done. I got the big birthday. I almost didn't make it. I'll be here next Saturday. You can count on it. So that's important that you all understand relationships. Your contractor who's doing your kitchen, you don't have to be his friend. You don't have to be anything except cordial. But if you're going to do a 9-month renovation project, why not be friendly with your contractor? You get more with honey than vinegar. And after the job's over, you don't have to be his friend, although you'll probably want to be, because you're always going to want more. Once you know a good contractor, you never want to let him go. It's like the handyman business. I would love to start a handyman business. Our handyman, Handy Pro, Keith Paul, he's great. He needs more handyman. I think if you did hire it done handyman, think about that. I don't even think I have enough guys. Yeah. You know how it is. Well, people are staying home. And guess what? The staycation is bigger than ever. Keep it locked in, my friends, because I'm going to be talking about staycations. I'm going to be talking about creating an outdoor area around your house and questions to ask when hiring a contractor. Keep it locked in here. My name's Adam Helfman, and this is the Hire It Done Radio Network. Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. These new microphones in the studio here. I'm trying to adjust them. I don't want to yell into them, but hey, you know how that goes. So, you want to save energy. We just talked about how to save energy from our Going Green segment, but the way to do it right is to really, like I said, the best furnace, the best roof, the best waterproofing. It's all about the guy who's installing it. So in studio with me right now is a good friend of the Hire It Done Radio Show, and one of the most experienced insulation contractors in Metro Detroit, bar none, legit. His name, Tom Mackey. Dana Insulation is the company. Good morning, Tom.
Good morning, Adam. How are you today?
I'm kicking butt, brother. How you doing?
There you go. That's what we're supposed to do, aren't we, on Saturday morning?
Well, I think, this is how you start the weekend.
That's right.
Everyone's thinking about home improvement on the weekends.
Yeah, it's a busy weekend for me.
I bet. So now that we're past Halloween, the weather's changed. It's cold every morning. Frost had a little bit of snow. People are now putting the heat on. And they're now starting to think, okay, I better figure out a way to save energy. Is this your busy season?
It generally starts the end of August. Yes, to answer your question. It starts the end of August, and it ramps up as the weather changes, as it's getting colder and colder. Our phones are ringing nonstop. We bring on extra staff to answer phones this time of year. And we're busy.
That's, of course, the best way to do it. So let's just get right down to it. Homeowners always say to me, Adam, I got cold air around my windows. I should go buy the hair blower and that plastic wrap and, put it on, blah, blah, blah. And it never looks the way the picture looks. How many people do you encounter call you and say, how do you do that?
Well, that's a year-round phone call that we get. They want to talk about the leaks and or drafts that they're feeling from their windows, door walls, doors.
Sure.
And it's a tough one because, unfortunately, when the windows or doors or door walls are installed, it's paramount that they use non-expanding foam as opposed to stuffing and randomly stuffing with fiberglass, and that's where all our leaks are coming from.
Exactly. So that's why we need to make sure that people understand how this happens. So if you're listening right now and you want some installation tips, you have a question about insulation, what the best insulation is, different brands, different kinds, how much does it cost, text us 97136 or go to Facebook Live. You can watch us in studio. Tom Mackey from Dana Insulation. The website's danafoaminsulation.com. And so my question is, Tom, you say expanding foam insulation. You see these red cans called, great, whatever it is, great escape. I don't know.
Great stuff.
Great stuff. Anyways, people say, I can go grab that and just spray the edges. And you see, I've been in a house where it's bubbling out. You see all that?
Yeah. Well, I kind of equate it to someone who paints for the first time. There's a number of things that they don't know if they paint for the first time. They don't know yield on product. They don't know how thick or how thin to put it on.
Right.
They're not getting the maximum usage out of the can, whether it's paint or whether it's expanding foam. We use, in our applications, a non-expanding foam when we do new construction. It's a little easier to deal with. It's a better product for the...
So if it doesn't expand, is it like superior? I mean, I know there's low expanding and non-expanding, but the stuff you use is specifically made for that application. Am I right?
That is correct.
Okay. So when a homeowner... Let's get down to 101 insulation, okay? Homeowner turns the heat on because they're cold. The heater, the furnace, blows hot air through the ductwork and heats the inside. Science says heat travels towards the cold.
100%.
So the cold is on the outside walls. The cold is outdoors, right? So heat's going to travel out that way. Now, when you have leaks around the windows, when you have a door, an exterior door, and you can look at the edge of the door and you can see light through it, that's where the heat is going to, right?
Oh, that's a real serious problem.
Okay, so when the heat goes out that way, the heat inside the house is traveling out that way, and that means the furnace has to keep working to maintain the temperature that you request. Is that smart?
Well, you can consider your furnace like a cash register. The more it turns on, the more cash is going out of the register.
Cha-ching.
Yeah,
Right, okay.
that's exactly.
So now, let's use common sense. If you stop the heat from leaving the house by sealing up some of the holes and sealing up around the windows and sealing up around doors, just that areas, if you stop the heat, then the heat stays in the house longer, right?
100%.
So now then the heat stays at the temperature longer because it's not going out. And that results in your furnace working less.
And your cost
Go down.
of gas are reduced.
Right, because you're not using as much gas.
That's correct.
Now take that and go from an 80% furnace to a 95% furnace, which means it uses 95% of the gas instead of 80% of the gas in the cycle. You've now increased your savings even more. Logic?
That's exactly the way it works.
Okay. So saving money is a responsibility, and it's also good for the environment, right?
Well, I mean, as you know, the utility companies in Michigan, throughout the country, to be honest with you, are tasked with the job to have their clients save energy as best they can.
They try to.
Yeah, and they offer incentives to, in fact, have their clients do that.
How are the incentives? Still good?
The incentives are marvelous. They really are. Depending upon where you live and who services your gas account, they're better in the consumer's power market than they are, unfortunately, in the DTE. However, in northern Macomb, Semco has a marvelous program as well.
So let's use Metro Detroit area. Let's use Southeast Michigan. Homeowner calls you up. And let's just say they're a DTE customer or a consumer, either one. And they say, I need to insulate my house. I need to reduce my energy costs. What is it going to take? And how much money can I save? Or what kind of rebates can I get? So let's go break it down through Dana Insulation.
Well, the unfortunate thing, or I think the challenging thing about being an insulation contractor in 2019 is that, even though the economy is outstanding and we're getting plenty of inquiry calls, people still, the number one thing, they think the world revolves around what the final cost is. And that isn't the way they should be looking at things. What they should be looking at is A is the problem, B is the solution, C is the result of the two. And
Smart.
if they would begin to do it in that order instead of reverse engineering it and work from the cost back, they'd be in better shape for themselves. Now, insulation, at the end of the day, has a return on investment or an ROI. I don't know. I don't know that a kitchen does.
Okay, well, let me tell you.
But it
I
does
study
in
that.
the end. It doesn't ongoing.
Well, you're always saving money when you have insulation. That's the best part about it.
Yeah.
So it makes sense to try and reduce your energy costs by adding insulation or making your house more energy efficient. It doesn't have to mean insulation. It could be just caulking. It could be
Caulking's huge.
Right. So, okay. And that makes sense. So if anyone has an installation question, text us 97136 or go to Facebook Live. You can put it in the comments. We're always available. We've got Tom Mackey from Dana Insulation. Tom, how long have you guys been around?
We're a 42-year. We're in our 43rd year. We started in 1977.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks.
A big mazel tov to you. So, okay. Homeowner says, yeah, I got to save. I feel the draft. I feel this. I feel that. They call you up today, and they say, I heard you on the radio. I need to save energy. What's the first thing you ask them? What are you looking to do, or what's the conversation sound like?
Well, I tried to acquaint myself with the caller as best I can and let them know that I do need an hour of their time. I do need to be thorough. I need to hear more about their home, their lifestyle, the way they live, and I need to hear what is concerning them in person.
Okay.
So once I can isolate what the problem is, then I can craft a solution that fits their home.
So we'll give an example. Give a typical bungalow.
Bungalows are the most challenging, Adam.
Right?
They are.
So it's all we moved upstairs in the bungalow. It's beautiful, but it's always cold in the winter. It's always burning hot in the summer. We have insulation, but it doesn't right. We have foam. I have I have a floor heater. I've got all these Band-Aid fixes. But now I'm done. I've been saving money. I want to do it right. Is that a problem, or is that a solution you guys can come to the table with?
I'm very proud to share with you. It's my opinion, Dana Insulation and myself have come up with the answer for bungalows. I'm not going to give out the secret sauce on air, but I can tell you if you have that exact problem, I think we're the best in the business. We have a solution.
The knee wall and all that area, you know how to do it.
The knee wall, the slopes, the cap, the
whole thing.
flats. I know how to make your bungalow livable, and it will be much improved after we treat it.
Okay. Good morning. Yeah, it's the weekend. My name's Adam Helfman. This is Hire It Done. Little low energy today. Sorry, everyone. 248-539-9797. We shout out Saturday, of course. If you're a contractor, essential worker, law enforcement, anything. If you're listening to the show, text us, 248-539-9797. Love to give you a shout out. Just had a good segment with Gary Bolson, Men on the Move. It's a good moving company. Someone texted in and said, hey, Adam, I heard you talking about him last year, and I used him. Everything went perfect. So, listen. So being a good contractor is never easy. It's a lot of work. Doing good work, like actually having quality work, is not just everything. You got to be a good businessman, which means you got to pay your bills. You got to pay your bills. You got to pay your taxes. You got to pay your employee taxes. You got to pay everything. And with the PPP money and all this stuff, a lot of contractors, they don't know what to do. So I wanted to bring an expert on the phone right now. And his name is Lawrence Levy. And Lawrence is an expert for that. Are you there, Lawrence?
Adam, good morning. Talk about being a good contractor. What about you, being a great friend?
Oh,
how's
thanks.
my great friend Adam Helfman?
I made it today. Was going to maybe not come in, but I did. There's everyone out there.
Baby. I'll pinch it anytime you need.
Oh, thanks, Lawrence. I know you will. So tell everyone what you do, Lawrence. So because we have a lot of contractors, and we want to make sure that with the current economic situation out there and business loans and taxes due, let's straighten it out for everyone. If you're a contractor, so if I went and got PPP money as a contractor, what am I supposed to be doing?
Well, first of all, if you did get the first round or the second round, you just need to make sure that you're going to spend it properly. So spending it properly is a critical key of the PPP process in order to be eligible and qualify for the forgiveness. Now, a lot of people, a lot of contractors, in fact, a lot of accountants, sadly, have not been advising their clients, hey, by the way, the PPP2 is around, or hey, by the way, have you even heard about the first PPP from a year ago? Back at the end of March, the new administration actually extended the PPP application process until the end of May. So if any of your listeners or contractors have not applied for the first round or the second round, if you qualify, and there are certain determining factors to qualify for PPP2, you have about another 5 weeks or so to qualify for it. If you got it, you need to make sure that you're keeping track of how you're spending it. And you need to make sure that you apply properly for the forgiveness. And then you also need to make sure that if you did get it, let's say last year, that your accountant is wise enough and smart enough to know how to reflect the PPP money on your tax returns, because it is not income. So the PPP is one thing that's certainly a really great tool for a lot of people who have struggled over the past year or so. But what we do, Adam, besides the conventional bookkeeping, accounting, payroll, just the conventional tax planning, we also specialize in people who have tax problems. So over the years, you've been gracious enough to have us on your show from time to time and talk to contractors about tax problems. A lot of contractors, unfortunately, don't focus what I believe should be the proper attention on their tax planning, their bookkeeping, but eventually they may get themselves in a bit of a pickle with the IRS. And the last thing that you want is my name fired out there. You do not want a bank levy or a levy on a receivable. Imagine if you're a contractor, you come over to my house and want to do a plumbing job, and I give you a $5,000 deposit. Next thing you know, Uncle Sam, or the state of Michigan for that matter, comes in and levies the bank account. As a homeowner, I wouldn't be a happy guy. So you want to make sure you're proactive in addressing any tax problems. Certainly tax planning. A lot of changes last year because of the CARES Act, because of COVID. I believe a lot of changes yet to come this year with the new administration. So you want to consult with a tax professional on all elements: conventional tax planning, get your taxes done, PPP.
Lawrence, let me ask you a quick question. But by the way, we're talking with Lawrence Levy. He's the proprietor from Levy and Associates. The phone number, in case any contractor, anybody for that matter out there, needs any tax advice, help, or anything, it's 800-TAX-LEVY. Remember, you want to put a levy on your side, not against you. I love that, by the way.
Absolutely.
Lawrence, so if a contractor does really good work and he's got all the business he needs, but he needs help on the administrative / payroll, taxes, and all that, can he just come to you and can you set him up and be the guy for that?
Yeah, of course. A lot of contractors come in and they have a pile of a mess, whether it's receipts in a shoebox or literally we have a lot of guys who come in with receipts in their glove box. And getting a set of books properly done, using QuickBooks, making sure that you're more structured in the way in which you keep track of your income and your expenses, that's a really critical component to a successful business model. If you have an issue with that, certainly pick up the phone and give us a call, 800-TAX-LEVY. And yes, levy really is my last name. And like we always like to say, don't fear a levy, you hire a levy. But getting the books right, getting your tax returns in order, looking at all of your options in tax planning, you're going to sleep a lot better at night knowing that you have some options that are out there, and just getting some advice, talking. Give a chat to your accountant once a week, once a month.
Love that. Lawrence Levy and Associates. Lawrence, I want to tell you I appreciate your phone call. You're a good friend. You're a great man. The best. Anybody out there who has any tax problems, you don't call Lawrence Levy, you're making a mistake. Just so we're all on the same page. I got to take a quick break, Lawrence. Thanks for calling in. I'll talk to you soon, okay, buddy?
You're the best. Thanks, man.
All right, take care, man. We're going to take a quick break, folks. Literally, though, if you need help with taxes, this is your guy. I got a guy. I know. Trust me. I'm Jewish. I got it. I'm Adam Helfman, and you're listening to the Hire It Done Radio Network.
There's never a perfect time for a plumbing problem. So, how do you find an honest, affordable plumbing company you can count on? Log on to ShelbyMechanical.net and check out what makes us more than just a plumber. From our service app to our tech tracker, our innovative customer experience is second to none. Explore all the amazing services we offer. Look at all the outstanding ratings and read through our amazing reviews. Then like us on Facebook for the next time a plumbing problem pops up. Shelby Mechanical, we're more than just a plumber.
Fun. So today's market makeover madness is going to a whole new level, as in the basement. So for many homeowners, the basement is a place that kind of gets neglected.
Yeah, you may just use it for storage or just go down there when you're doing laundry, but home improvement insider Adam Helfman of Hire It Done shows us the right way to make your basement a lot more than just a big storage closet.
Homeowners are addicted to home improvement. There's not a room in the house that they don't want to remodel. But today, we're going to focus on the basement. Let's go turn a basement into a lower level. Follow me. Most homeowners' basements are not used to their full potential. Let's take a look at a typical basement. Here's what we have. It's got storage areas, mechanical, but it's basically unfinished. And if you want to go from this to something more like this, you need to follow these steps. When planning your basement remodeling project, it's important to find the right contractor to check your current conditions of your basement so that you'll have a smooth project. A good contractor like Finished Basements Plus is going to come to your house and fill out a basement inspection report. And the first item they look for is the existing bond insulation. This area is where your first floor sits on the basement wall. It's usually around grade level. Second item on the checklist is inspecting the condition of all the windows in the basement. Here we have an egress window. It's code to put one of these in. Let's take a look at how this works. In case of an emergency, you can escape out the window to safety. As we go down the list, the next thing we do is check the walls. We're checking for any wall cracks, any rod hole leaks, or any signs of water. Now that your basement's been inspected, it's time to get to the fun stuff, the design. When designing your basement, you need to prioritize the use of space. Some of the most popular basement finishing projects are a new kids' play area, a bar for entertaining, and a home theater. Lastly, because your basement finishing project is below grade, it's susceptible to high moisture conditions. That's why it's very crucial to pick the right materials for your project. And after that, it comes down to your budget, your style, and your creativity.
If anybody can do it, it's our Adam Helfman of Hire It Done, and he is here like you are every Thursday. So you mentioned the importance of choosing the right materials because of how damp basements can be. So let's talk about that.
You know, and the home improvement business has evolved. Okay, so the basement's really the last frontier.
Yeah.
And so at Hire It Done, we're happy and lucky that we have really good contractors that use cutting-edge materials. And this is proprietary to one of our contractors.
Good stuff right here.
Yeah, it's Finished Basements Plus. And so like this product right here is a structural panel, okay? It's waterproof, mold-proof, mildew, resistant to any kind of bacteria growth. It has the 2x4s built into it. It gives you structure. It gives you high insulating value. And there's little holes in it to put your electrical.
Welcome back. This is Hire It Done.
Got you.
My name's Adam Helfman.
Mold is a really big concern.
So what are you going to do this summer?
It's going to be a problem, right?
Well, yeah.
Are you going to create an outdoor environment? Are you going to stay home and relax? I'm going to expand on the barbecue phenomena because that's what I want to do. I'm going to create more. I'm going to do a pizza oven in my backyard and a new barbecue grill because I'd rather stay home. I stayed home all summer and I had a barbecue and had fun, but I definitely going to even do more than that. So what can you do? And by the way, is there a shortage of barbecue or buffalo wings? Is there a chicken wing shortage? Is that a joke or a lie? Does anyone know? 248-539-9797. Let me know if you know if there's a chicken wing shortage. I'm kind of craving chicken wings. I don't know what that means. Anyways, if you're going to create an outdoor environment for yourself, you got to literally improve your outdoors. I have a friend who's really got a house in Bloomfield. His name's Tim. I think he's listening today. Shout out to him and Amanda. She's the best. I love her. So he has a pool, and he's always working on his outside. And he's the master of the outdoor environment. So I'm going to give you some easy ways to create or improve your outdoor entertainment areas. Okay. Some of these are simple do-it-yourself projects. You complete these in a weekend. Some of them may require hiring it done, but they're all worth the expense. And so here's the first thing. Number one, clean up your existing landscape and outdoor spaces, right? You know, that's that spring cleanup. You need to do that. It allows you to better assess your situation, right? Determine the backyard assets you already have. A pool, a deck, an area for a barbecue pit, a fire pit. You know, look at all your trees. Look at the trees that are overhanging the house. You have a branch that you need to cut, trim them. Trim your tree. Trim the dead bushes. Pull them out. Look for hardscape features that you might need repairing, you might need to redo. Give your yard a good overall cleanup. That in itself makes a big deal. Now, if you're like me, you have years and years of mulch buildup. We call it the mulch buildup. And you know what that means, right? That you got new mulch every year, and then all of a sudden you've got like 8 years of it, and it's too much. So this year, why not scrape the mulch? Because you scrape the top layer of the mulch off, it becomes a good compost. But, you know, too much mulch is not good. So scrape your mulch. It sounds dirty. Scrape your mulch. What are you doing? I'm scraping my mulch. Too much information. I apologize, everyone. So clean up your outdoors. Now, what about a patio? Do you have a concrete patio? Do you have brick pavers? Assess that situation. Do you need a good brick guy? Because I've got some really good brick guys on Hire It Done. You know, you need a guy that knows what he's doing. And if you don't, then you got a problem. You ever heard of the brick guys? It's the brick guys? Come on, you've heard of them, right? 8336 Bricks. Anyways, if you're thinking of getting a porch, a patio, brick pavers cleaned up and redone, you can do something like that. You can call them. Now, they're busy. I'm sure that you'll be okay, but better safe than sorry, right? So let's talk about a patio, though. What do? You got a good patio is the centerpiece of an outdoor living area, right? So assess your current patio situation. Do you even have one, or is it a deck? If you don't, everyone needs a patio. Handy homeowners might be able to design and install a wood deck or a patio made from bricks, paving stones, or concrete. But you want to leave those to the pros, right? If you have a concrete patio and it's in good shape, I would power wash it, clean it, and then maybe stain it a color. That would be kind of cool. That'll give you a few years before you have to rip it out and redo it. But to each his own. And that's what you got to talk about. But brick pavers, here's the best part about brick pavers, is that you can take them out, clean them, and reinstall them as long as you redo the base. Now, sometimes it's the same price to put new ones in. You got to remember that. Could be the same price to put new ones in. So that's the thing. So what else is there? How about creating an outdoor living room? That's right. Outdoor living room. You know, I had these people on Structure recently. STRUXURE. And I had a couple customers call me. They're waiting on estimates, but I don't know if they're so busy or what. But I'm sure that when it's all said and done, that they'll have a great project. But creating an outdoor living room, you need to call now if you're even going to get it done this summer. But it is what it is. So getting that done properly and creating an outdoor living room is important. Now, can you just create an outdoor living room with furniture? Yeah. Have you ever been to West Elm? West Elm has some really cool outdoor furniture. It's got that square, boxy look, and it's pretty interesting. I have a friend who was designing a gazebo for another friend and outdoor living environment. And it literally is really, really the way to go. Now, they're not cheap, but if they're done properly, you get years of enjoyment. I mean, who doesn't want that, you know? Who doesn't want to be in an outdoor environment? You know, you work your butt off all day. You come home from work. Let's say it's a typical Michigan summer day. And this is I'm going to create the scenario for you, okay? Here's what I'm going to tell you. It's 76 degrees. It's 5:45 p.m. You get home from work. Sun is out. You hear the birds chirping. A little bit of a breeze, right? Me, I don't drink alcohol, so I got an iced tea or a Diet Coke in my hand. And you fire up the grill, right? What's better than that? You know? Hot dogs, hamburgers, whatever you want. Potato salad. I'm getting hungry. And you're outdoors and you're chilling. It's Thursday night, Friday night. You got the little fireplace. You start getting that prep for the later in the evening, you know. It reminds me of a TikTok I saw the other day. A guy's talking about TikTok and he's like, yeah, my doctor said I got to drink an 8-ounce glass of water every hour. My weight. It takes me all day to drink water. I can't. I have to force it down. It's making me sick. And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, so you do it? He goes, I can drink a 6-pack in an hour. 6-pack of beer in an hour? I'm like, okay, I get it. Well, maybe you should flavor the water or do something like that. I don't know. Anyways, create an outdoor living environment is important. Now, for me, it's all about the food. So I'm going to make my outdoor environment around a barbecue. And I'm going to get a pizza oven. In fact, I got to go meet with Bill and Rod's Appliance because he's got some great barbecues there. That's where I'm headed. I'm going to go talk to Joe Legato. He's that guy. All right, we're going to take a quick break. And guess what? I'm going to give you an education after the break on contractor questions. And these are good ones, okay? You'll know when it's time to hire it done. My name's Adam Helfman. This is the Hire It Done Radio Network. We'll be right back.
Was a little snidely whiplashy there. That's for me, just for me. All right, so we're in the midst of the coldest weekend of the season. It's coming. Reinforcements are on the way, and that can put your furnace to the test.
So if your furnace runs into trouble, how do you know if it just needs a repair or it should be completely replaced?
Yeah, our home improvement insider Adam Helfman is back, and he's here with Hire It Done and has some great tips to help us all decide.
When winter rolls around, there's nothing more important than your heating system. If you're in the market for a new furnace, then it's important to explore all the options available to you. First things first, you got to ask yourself, repair or replace? Let me tell you what I think. Increased energy efficiency isn't always a good reason to replace a furnace that is still in good working order. I generally recommend replacing your old furnace if any of the following apply. It's more than 15 to 20 years old. It has a pilot light rather than an electronic or hot surface ignition. It does not have vent dampers or a draft fan, or it's an old coal-burning furnace that's been converted to gas or oil. If you're still not sure, take the age of your furnace and multiply it by the cost of the repair. If that total is more than a new furnace, then you should absolutely get a new furnace. This is a high-efficiency furnace. This furnace will heat a 3,500 square foot home. 10 years ago, the same furnace would be twice as big. Let's take a look at the technology inside so that we can see how things have improved. The better high-efficiency furnaces use sealed combustion. What that means is it takes fresh air for the combustion from the outside, not the inside of your home. Another component of a high-efficiency furnace is the variable capacity gas valve. It adjusts the capacity output in as small as 1% increments for the ultimate in precision comfort. Another component of a high-efficiency furnace is a variable speed blower. They vary the speed of your blower as it distributes air through your home. This means the air being distributed through your home can be a more consistent temperature and the unit will operate quietly. Now that you've got all this information about picking a new furnace, The number one most important aspect that you need to know as a homeowner is who's going to install it. Because the best furnace, if it's not installed properly, is worthless. So that's why it's so important to find the right contractor to install your furnace.
All right, and Adam Helfman of Hire It Done is here to help you find the right contractor today.
Yeah,
You
good
always
to
have
see you.
such good information. Jeez.
You know what? I try.
You try.
No, you
You're
do a
doing
good
it.
job.
You're doing it.
So what did you bring with you today? Because this stuff looks familiar in some ways.
Of course. Well, okay, so you know it's really cold. We're going to have the coldest weekend. So
Right.
Yeah.
obviously we want a brand new air conditioner. We're not going to be needing that this weekend.
No.
Okay.
But we have a brand new furnace and a damper system
Okay.
for a furnace. But let's talk about the furnace really quick. This is a 98% efficient furnace.
That's crazy.
Wow.
So, yeah, so if you have every dollar of gas you're going to be putting into your house for heating it, 98 cents goes to heating it. So
That's
average
pretty
furnace,
amazing.
Yeah, 80% is the average furnace. So
Okay.
technology has come a long way.
And that's some of the math you were talking about in the piece, right? So if you've got an old furnace, part of the efficiency equation to help you pay for this is to determine how much gas is going someplace else. Your money is flying out the window.
Well, think about it. If you have an 80% furnace and you upgrade to a 98%,
Yeah.
okay, that's 18% difference. That's
a
immediately
lot.
savings
Sure,
in dollars. It
sure.
goes right off your bill in
Okay.
the heating season.
Very good.
So that's really good.
Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. We're talking questions to ask contractors, right? And if you don't know the right questions, then you're right here. Someone just texted in a good question, though. 248-539-9797. Let me see what he asked. Why do contractors try selling you stuff you don't need? Example, a new roof when all you need is a roof over. Is that dishonest? Okay. It depends on the approach, on the honesty there. That's a really good question. So here's the thing. A shingle over, or, you know, a roof over, whatever you want to call it, is when you have one layer on your house and you go another layer. Roofing companies allow that. Now, I don't know if, this is where I don't know. I'd have to ask one of my roofers, Peaks, maybe Tittle, whoever. I'm going to ask them, whatchamacallit, I'm going to ask them if it's the warranty's still there. But here's the thing. If you're getting a new roof, why are you getting a new roof? For me, who's a contractor that's like legit, I'm going to ask you. Most 98% of roofs are being replaced because they're leaking or there's something wrong with them. Are you going to roof over a leaky roof? Who wants that contractor? The reason why you're getting a new roof is because it's probably leaking. That's the assumption. And you have to assume that every time. So let's make sure that you understand what you're doing. So let's go with the roof is being replaced because it's leaking. Now, if you're a roofer, 248-539-9797, text me and tell me if I'm right or wrong. But you're not replacing. Now, every once in a while, you get that homeowner. I don't like the color of my roof, and I want a whole new roof. Okay, and it's not leaking. Do you put another layer on it? I'm not sure. So the key here is it could be dishonest if the guy says, you need a new roof and this and that. But if you're going to spend the money on a roof today, you got to go all in. You got to do roof, ventilation, intake, exhaust, and insulation. Those are the key items. So that's important for me so that you know that as a homeowner, right? And I need to make sure that you all agree on that. So that's the reason why we do that. Contractors are going to sell you stuff. You may think you need it. Maybe you think you don't need it. It's all personal. But that's why, that's the other value of the 3-bid myth type of situation, right? Think about that for a second. So, anyways, that's an important thing that we need to make sure of. But anyways, I digress. And if you have a question, by the way, you can always text me, 248-539-9797. Oh, he just called in. Perfect. On the phone right now is Joe Legato from Bill and Rod's Appliance. Are you there, Joe? Oh, you there, Joe? Are you there, Joe?
I'm here, Adam.
Okay. Thanks for calling in, my friend. So we were just talking about the outdoor living. And I was telling everyone how I want to barbecue and I want to do a pizza oven and I want to, create that space because of COVID. And Joe, you own a company called Bill and Rod's Appliance. You guys are out of Livonia, another Livonia great company. So tell everyone what's going on since COVID, because you're like the hometown appliance guy.
Yeah, so we've just seen a huge increase, all of us, in the amount of time we're spending in our homes. And as a result, we're using our appliances more. We're seeing, where our own deficiencies are in the appliances that we have. And so, you've had a dishwasher that hasn't ran in years. You've got a grill that's falling apart that, it only shoots up flames from the bottom every once in a while. How bad could that be? But with being at home now, you want to use the things that you have to their fullest capacity, because, you're there. This is your entertainment. You're cooking, you're trying new things. We've seen just a dramatic increase in the amount of barbecuing that people are doing because it's easy cleanup. The food is always good.
Right.
People buying a second or third grill even, so they can do specialized cooking with wood pellet for smoking or even charcoal cooking. So, for what I see, we've got a lot of people that are spending time at home that want to be able to take care of their families and give them something a little bit different than what they're used to.
Yeah, well, that makes perfect sense. So let's talk about, tell everyone where Bill Rod's Appliance is.
Yeah, so we're located in Livonia. We're at 15870 Middlebelt Road in Livonia. That's in between 5 and 6 Mile on the east side of Middlebelt. Okay,
are you there today?
I'm not in today. I'm taking care of my kiddos today, but I've got a full staff there. We've got people at the parts counter to help you find what it is they need to fix your appliance. I've got a whole team of salespeople that are just experts in all things cooking, experts in all things for your home as far as appliances go. They'll even tell you the best way to fold your laundry if you really wanted them to.
You know what? There's a YouTube channel that I heard of that people are addicted to watching this guy. All he does is do laundry and show people how to fold laundry and do laundry. And it's a guy. It's like unbelievable. I'm like, wow, people are like voyeurs. They're like addicted to that. So Bill and Rod's Appliance, you have a Facebook page. It's called Bill and Rod's Appliance. You also do appliance repair, which is great. But Joe, let me ask you a question. I love barbecuing. You and I talk about it all the time. What do you see like popularity in barbecues right now? Is there like you said, side cooking? Is it the fire, the flame, the pellets? Where are you seeing the growth?
Yeah, so, wood fire grills, the wood pellet grills, it's the fastest growing segment in the industry right now. So your Traeger grills, they use a compressed wood pellet to create fire. So you get this almost like primal instinct when it comes to your cooking. The food, the flavor, all of it is just a little bit more as a result of cooking with wood. Gas is still number one, but what we're seeing is, because sometimes it can be a bit of a pain to run out and get a propane tank, or you're not really sure how much you have left in there, we're seeing a huge switch over to natural gas grills as well. So as a result of that, you don't have to go out and fill your propane tank. You're always good to go.
Yeah, and again, now, so let me ask you this. So let's say I want to get a new grill. I'm going to come to see you. Is there a range for like this pellet style grill? And you, by the way, you sell all the accessories. If I want to get more pellets, I come to you, right?
That's right. We've got pallets of pellets, but with these, they start off at $449, and then you can go as high as $29.99, depending on what it is that you want your grill to do. You can add on shelves for extra space for maintaining your cooking area. We've got cooking tools, cleaning tools. We've got accessories for racks of ribs, as well as, just your normal things for like beer can chicken. We've got tongs, we've got brushes and scrapers of all different kinds, cedar planks if you want to add something like that into your cooking lineup as well.
Oh, I love that.
Stones.
I got to come see you. I'm going to come see you this week. We got to go over that stuff anyways, because I want to talk about that. But also, so if anyone's out there thinking about barbecuing, outdoor grills, making that staycation, boom, get it done. Now, going on inside, people are doing more laundry. They're using their appliances more, which means the appliances are breaking down more. One of the things I love about Bill and Rod's is that you're also an appliance repair facility.
That's right. And as a result of that, we get a special insight into not only like what's really cool to look at, but what is your long haul type of appliance, what kind of repair rates that we're seeing for certain types of appliances and those things as well. And, as a result of people using their appliances more, they tend to have a little bit of a shorter life right now. And that's what's being predicted for over the next 10 years, that the way they're currently set up, you may be seeing a little bit of a shorter lifespan. And, we can't express how important that extended warranty is at this point, because if it breaks down in the first 4 years, you're looking at a minimum of a $243 repair charge in order to get something up and running if a part has to be replaced.
Yeah.
And that's just average, you know what I mean? So if you buy an extended warranty for $149, you've got yourself covered for 5 years with nothing to worry about.
So you agree on the extended warranty price things?
I do. It's not something that, we think that we're going to have to use, but without it, you're almost at a cost of a new one.
You're rolling the dice.
That's right.
Okay.
No one wants to have to be buying it every 3 to 5 years.
Joe, let me ask you this: what about the warranties? Like, I've in the past couple of years have had homeowners email me that said, they said to me, "Hey, Adam, I bought this new house, and the agent gave me a homeowner's warranty." And it's supposed to cover everything. So, we're going to take a quick break. Can you hold on, Joe, and
Absolutely.
one more segment? All right, we're going to keep you one more second. We're going to talk about warranties for appliances, if they're worth it or not. I want to hear your opinion when we come back. All right, keep it locked in there, my friends. We've got Joe Legato, Bill and Rod's Appliance out of Livonia on Middle Belt. We'll be right back. Keep it on lock. Few things are guaranteed in home improvement, but clogged drains might be one of them. Nowadays, you can go online and you can find a million different tricks and hacks on how to fix a clogged drain. I asked Ron Alexander of Shelby Mechanical what he thinks about the do-it-yourself drain declogging methods. He said to me he would recommend staying away from any of those gimmicks. Vinegar, baking soda, or whatever else people talk about pouring down the drain. You're more than likely to just end up with a mess in the drain that's still clogged. I also don't recommend out-of-the-box chemical drain openers either. While those can be effective on some clogs, they can also damage your pipes and end up costing a lot of money in repairs down the road. But there are a handful of things you can try that are safe and do work before going through the trouble of having a plumber come out. The first method that Ron recommended was the good old-fashioned plunger and using hot water. Hot water can help break down the common clogging agents like grease and soap, and the plunger can sometimes push the clog through. According to Ron, it will depend on the type of clog and where the clog is and the shape of your drain as to whether or not plunging can effectively solve your problems. For a clog shower, Ron says the simplest answer might be the best. A lot of times with a shower, the problem is hair, and people don't realize that they could see the clog and maybe even just reach down and pull it out if they take off the drain cover. In the case of a clog that you can't quite reach, a coat hanger or a similar hook might help you remove the clog. If you're handy and you feel up to the task, you could always rent a plumber's snake at a big box store to deal with a particularly stubborn clog. Ron even has people call him on the phone for tips in the middle of working on their drain. People call me all the time and ask. I don't mind. If it's something simple I can recommend, I'll tell you. And if it's something I think we can come out and take a look at, I'll tell you that too. I always say there's nothing wrong with doing your due diligence and seeing if you can fix a problem yourself. But if you're getting nowhere, fighting a clogged drain all afternoon because you want to save a few dollars, ask yourself this: how much is your time worth? Because most homeowners, there's a point where the time is more valuable to them than what they would end up paying someone to fix it, and that's when it's time to make the call. For more plumbing tips, or if you're looking for a great plumber like Ron Alexander and his team at Shelby Mechanical, just head over to hireitdone.com. Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. We've got Joe Legato from Bill & Rod's Appliance out of Livonia on the line. Welcome back, Joe.
Hey, thanks, Adam.
So we were talking about appliance repair and warranties. And so, a lot of times homeowners, as a gift when they buy a new house, the agent or someone says, oh, here's a new homeowner's warranty for you. And I'm assuming, and maybe I shouldn't, but tell me, do you have experience with those?
Yeah, we've helped out a few different home warranty companies in the past. From a homeowner's experience, it is a good thing to have. It's a peace of mind item that you can add on there because you don't know what you're really getting into. You can go off of old records and those types of things, but for example, when we bought our house last year, the furnace was running fine, but then all of a sudden, 3 months down the line, the blower just started squealing.
It makes
sense. It's not something that we wanted to be spending money on, but as we had that warranty, it was able to get that taken care of.
Okay, well that's even better. So, but let's say like I was remodeling a kitchen for a friend, and you helped me out there. They had a Wolf brand microwave, and that's an expensive microwave.
Yeah,
it wasn't working properly, and the warranty company's like, oh, well, they wanted all kinds of paperwork and some crazy stuff, and to repair it was like $1,200. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was worried about the, the situation where how do you don't want to fight with these people, and then they want to call you every year to renew it or renew it. I don't know how long the warranty lasts, but it's just a little bit of a headache. But I would rather deal with the appliance company like you, where I bought it and just said, okay, since I bought it from you and you sold me the warranty through your systems, then it's a better situation.
That's right. A lot of times when you're buying the new appliances and you're adding that extended warranty, when you're buying from someone like myself or another independent that has a service department, you're getting the ability now to work with me and my team in order to get you taken care of. So it's something that may seem like, they're not going to help us out here. They don't want to take care of it, where, some people just might let it go. We step up to the plate. We do our best to get things taken care of for you in a way that, is equitable for everyone. Yeah, no,
that's actually
at the end of the day,
really good advice. It's good advice. It's good advice. We're talking with Joe Legato from Bill & Rod's Appliance. They're located at 15870 Middle Belt Road in Livonia. They're open today. What are the hours again?
Yeah, so we're open 10 to 5 today.
Oh, perfect.
And we've got plenty of grills in stock. I did a lot of work this winter to make sure that we have very common appliances in stock as well. So, if you wanted to be able to pick it up next week, or have us install it in the next couple of weeks here, we've got that ability.
Do grills come assembled, or do you have to put them together?
It is. If you think IKEA furniture is tough, putting together a grill is tough.
Really? So you really need to hire that done.
Right. I mean, if you've never done it before, you may be looking at an hour plus for assembly on a grill.
Not happening for me. Not happening. Well, that's okay, though. So let me ask you another question. So let's use washer and dryer, for example.
Yeah.
At what point does the homeowner need to upgrade as opposed to repair? Is there a threshold? Is there a formula? Is there an age? What are your thoughts on, because stuff made today, product made today is not like it was made in the 70s, 80s, not, where there's bulletproof. Like these were tanks back in the day. Now they're planned to fail, right?
A lot of times they are.
So what do you do? Like, what's the formula? Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
We always say this, like, one, do you like it? If you don't like it from the beginning, it might be worth it to take a look at something else. But more or less, find out what it is that you do like. And if the repair is more than half the cost of that new one, we recommend replacement at that point.
Okay,
you're going to get something that, it's going to last you a little bit longer in time. It'll be something that you like.
Okay.
And it'll be less of a chore and less of a drudgery.
So here's what I liked. I liked that my washing machine was a front loader, and then I hated it after I saw mold growing all over the rim. And I'm assuming that's been a national problem, and you've dealt with it forever, right?
Oh, yeah. We get comments like that often.
What's the solution? How do you solve that, besides selling them a new top loader, which is a better way to go, by the way?
Yeah, so a lot of top loaders, you're not going to have the same situation with the smell that develop in there. Other manufacturers have, new options when it comes to your front load washer. You've got fans that run on the inside that dry out the tub, like GE has a fresh cycle on it where you can turn it on. It's going to circulate air through it. You're not going to get the mold and mildew buildup that can come from that, because they also teamed up with Microban to make sure that kind of stuff doesn't happen. Electrolux took a different approach. They infused their gaskets with an enzyme that actually eats up those smells.
Oh, wow.
And you can't even detect them most of the time, and actually smells like vanilla when you put your nose right up close to it, which is interesting.
I'll take vanilla any day of the week. So that's cool. So if someone has those washers and they want to upgrade, just come see you, because you guys have the latest and greatest of all the brands of washers and dryers, right?
That's right. And if yours has got this funk that just really doesn't want to go away, we carry this special cleaner that you can only get in stores like ours, called Excelsior. I ran it through my washer after not running a clean cycle for over a year, and the amount of schmutz that came out of there was just unbelievable. I was very grossed out myself, but it took care of a lot of those smells. And so, for a $20 jug of solution, it really does.
Do you put clothes in it with the solution or not?
No, you're going to wash that either on the clean washer cycle or on like a heavy duty cycle on the hottest water setting.
Oh, okay, got it. I didn't know. That's good. I like the word schmutz.
I thought you'd enjoy that.
Yeah, so I love that. Not like, love. All right, well, listen, that's awesome. So we're Joe Legato from Bill and Rod's Appliance. You're open today 10 to 5. You guys aren't open Sundays, are you?
No, we're closed on Sunday.
All right, so everyone's got to get a break once in a while.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, and then one quick, as we wrap it up, refrigeration. You guys, what brands are you carrying for refrigerators?
We carry almost every single brand. So we have GE, Whirlpool, Maytag, Frigidaire, Electrolux, you name it, Sub-Zero, Wolf.
Got the big
Sub-Zero. We've got.
You should see the Sub-Zero we put in that we got from you at that condo in Birmingham. Unbelievable. Crazy good.
I need to see some pictures of that.
I will send it to you. You won't believe it when you see it. Legitimately a piece of artwork, like crazy. So is there any technology today, you used to have the smart, is it a smart refrigerator? Is there anything that you see technology-wise that you say, oh my God, this is really helping the refrigerator out? Is there anything like that?
Yeah, so it's still super controversial at this point, but they have a more natural refrigerant that they're working with now, and it's literally the amount of butane that's in a Bic lighter to do the cooling in the system. It's super efficient. It helps the refrigerator run a lot quieter, and it's all around better for the environment as a result of that as well, because refrigerants can just be super harmful. But, as far as technology goes, inside of a refrigerator, they have auto-adjusting humidity controls, because I don't know about you, but sometimes I'm not sure where the humidity is supposed to be set for vegetables or fruits. It's one of those things that I should probably know it, being in the industry, but a lot of times, I don't even think about it. And I'm not sure who's sitting there thinking about it, but It auto adjusts based off of what's in there. And it also siphons off gases that your fruits and vegetables emit. So helping your vegetables last 2-3 weeks in the refrigerator as opposed to having to replace them every week.
Perfect. All right. We're talking with Joe Legato, Bill and Rod's Appliance. They're open today 10 to 5. They're on Middle Belt Road in Livonia. Joe, we got to have you back for a barbecue special. So I want to thank you for calling in today. And I'll get a hold of you this week. We'll get together and we'll make some plans for some great barbecue chat. Okay, my man?
Sounds great. Thank you, Adam.
Of course. Thanks for calling in, my friend. I appreciate you. So, yeah, that was Joe Legato. What a good guy. What a great family-owned business. Like Gary Bolson from Men on the Move, Joe Legato, McAllister Fence, Tittle Brothers. These are family-owned businesses, people. You understand me? Peaks Construction. The Brick Guys. Everyone. We're the best. Talk to you guys later and have a good weekend. My name's Adam Helfman, and we are here to help you. Go to hireitdone.com if you need a contractor.